Hey guys, TAB Tech here, and today's video we'll be installing the Cooler Master Hyper 212 Black Edition on the AM4 platform. So without further ado, let's get into it. Starting off this video, we're going to need a few things. Starting off, of course, the cooler, an EDC wristband because remember, use protection, a Phillips head screwdriver, a few Q-tips, Bounty wipes, and ibuprofen alcohol. Now back to the cooler. Let's start with the unboxing. We're going to release this tab here to be able to lift the box out. Right off the bat, we see a box from Cooler Master that must have mounting hardware, thermal paste, and stuff like that. Taking out this box, in this box, there's a fan splitter in here from 4-pin to 3-pin and an RGB header. Various mounting hardware including Intel and AM4. Of course, as I said, in this video we'll be using AM4. The plastic backplate, of course, kind of sucks that we have to replace our good metal backplate with a plastic backplate. But you gotta do what you gotta do. And various things to mount fans. Now to unbox the cooler. We're going to start off by unboxing this cooler right here. As you can see, the 120mm fan will meet you right when you open the box. Removing this fan, we can see the gem, the whole entire cooling system. Of course, there's a peel warning right here, but overall the construction is very nice. To start the installation process, first of all, we're going to have to look at the mounting hardware. Opening this, we can see this straight bracket. Go into your bag and find a second one of these. This is the first step in starting your install. To start the install, you're going to want a few things. First of all, you're going to want this screw and this piece of mounting hardware. You can see this lip right here. What you want to do is you want to place that on the inside of the CPU cooler. From here, you want to fasten it through that hole where my thumb is. After dropping in the screw, you can take your Phillips screwdriver and securely fasten down the beginning of the mounting hardware. From there, you're going to want to do the same exact process, but on the other side. Make sure you screw this down firmly, as you don't want any of your hardware to move while inside the case. As you can see here, this is a little bit too loose for my liking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit more pressure, turning a little bit harder to make sure that is tightened. You're going to want to do this on the other side. So once again, find the lip, place that on the inside, grab your screw, place it, align it in the hole, and screw down. For the next part of our build, we're going to be installing the backplate. To start, you're going to need to find the backplate. We're going to be using these prongs since we're installing AM4. Next, find the silver screw with a flat head. Place a screw inside the bracket and spread it as far out as possible. From here, find this clip and firmly place it on the socket. like so. It's going to take a little bit of effort, but it will work. Rinse and repeat for all the remaining 3 sides. You also want to be very careful not to snap this, as snapping one of these parts will make it very hard to install your CPU cooler. Now you have completed the install of all the pegs on the back plate. From here, you're going to locate the inside of your PC. I'm actually going to remove my graphics card, as it's going to cause a nuisance when trying to install my CPU cooler. Be very careful and try not to damage any of your parts. This can cause you to spend hundreds of dollars in repairs, which you really don't want to do. As you can see, I just lost a screw within my belt, but don't worry, I'll make sure I get that back later. After removing the screws, you want to release the pin. From here, there's a small push tab that will release the graphics card. And voila, your graphics card is removed. And now, I found that missing screw. From here, you're going to remove this rinky-dinky old CPU cooler. Don't worry if you hear those clicking noises. It's because these screws are all spring-loaded. And you're also going to want to unscrew in a diagonal pattern. By doing this, this evenly releases pressure off of your CPU cooler and CPU. In this case, something bad happened. The CPU was ripped right from its socket due to this thermal paste. Okay, so I'm back. That took a while, but I was able to get the CPU unstuck. That was actually fairly shocking. I don't know if you... This CPU cooler is actually pretty hot right now because I took a hair blow dryer and just held it on there for about a minute or so and then started twisting the CPU off. As you can see, the CPU is now firmly back in its socket with, luckily, No bent pens. Okay, now to the cleaning. You're going to want to start off with your Bounty wipes. Take your Bounty wipe and slowly get all the chunks of the CPU thermal paste off. From here, after getting all the big chunks out, you're going to want to take rubbing alcohol and dip a Q-tip into it. After dipping the Q-tip in the rubbing alcohol, dry it off so it's not wet at all. You don't want to get any of your components wet. It just needs to have a slight bit of rubbing alcohol on it. From here, slowly spin it around the CPU, making sure to coat the whole entire surface. As you can see, a little bit did come off. Now completely rub that down once more. And boom, your CPU is clean. After removing the back panel, you're gonna see a bunch of cables. This is what you want to remove. From here, you want to add your new backplate on. Next, lift back up your build. I unfortunately will not be able to get this on camera, but I can tell you what to do. You're going to take these, and when you do, you're going to see around the CPU, the prongs are going to stick out. You want to screw that on. And then use this cap. Put that over it. And from there, use your screwdriver to fasten it in. Now, since one screws in, I'll be able to show you the rest. And voila, Install the backplate. Complete. Next, from here, you're going to want to grab your thermal paste. This is where it gets fun. Unscrew your thermal paste and put a small bean size or rice size application like that. From here, grab your tower. Remember, pull this off before use. And there it is, the nice contact pad. From here, make sure you have it right side up. And firmly place down your CPU tower cooler. From here, you want to take a long Phillips head screwdriver. I'm actually going to restart this process. From here, you're going to locate your CPU thermal paste. Unscrew the top lid. From there, you squeeze out about a pea drop size right in the center of your CPU. From here, take your tower and remember, move that sticker. Next, you line up the holes and place down your CPU cooler. Next, you take a long Phillips head screwdriver and begin the mounting process. Oops, that came up a little bit. We don't want that to happen. It's not good. This process will take some time and is difficult. Next, we're going to mount the fan. What you want to do is you want to find this bracket and place it on the back of the fan right here and here. This part is a little bit difficult, so don't get upset if you can't get it. This part is actually much harder than I actually anticipated it being. I think I am starting to get this first one. Yep, got that one. Got this one side. This part is actually very, very hard. And it actually doesn't seem all that stable. But I guess Cooler Master knows what they're doing. Sorry for getting the shot there, guys. This is stupidly hard. I have to rotate this around. So hopefully I can get a better view. Okay, I'm actually gonna remove this side and place it just from up top here. Oops, I dropped that in there. Ooh. This is actually really, really difficult. Especially, I have fairly big hands. I definitely see how people do this outside of the case first. But, kind of too late for that. Come on, you gotta stay on there now. Slowly lowering it. Nope, came out. Wait, got back in. We'll try to maneuver. Oh, and boom, there it is, installed. Well, actually, one side, but the other side should be able to get fairly easy. And installed. This doesn't seem like the best rigging method, but it should hold. And with that being said, the install is complete. Guys, the build is complete. As you can see, the fan is in the build and it's spinning, and luckily that haphazard job of removing the CPU from the heatsink didn't affect its performance. Thank you for watching. This was TABT Tech, and I'll get you in the next one.